Hello, hi guys. Welcome to the new session on Microsoft Fabrics. And in this session, we are going to cover what is Lakehouse and see like how we can create a lakehouse within a workspace and do some more research on the lakehouse. Okay. So as from the definition, we can make out it's just a platform for performing like big data operations or for analytical purpose. We can use the data. The data could be like structured format or unstructured format, so we don't have to worry about any specific format of data available in the lakehouse, just like the Delta Lake Gen 2 like we have been using in our Synapse and ADFs. Right, similar to that, this will also act and it's scalable, and we don't have to worry about the storage capacity and all. Everything will be managed by the Microsoft Fabrics. And this gives us the capability to read the data directly, making use of SQL analytical endpoints. So just like how you read the data in SQL, T-SQL queries, we can read the data stored in Delta Parquet format in the data lake, in the lake house. So probably this lakehouse will help different workloads. If I talk about workloads, means like Power BI, we want to read the data from for like Power BI for data pipelines, for data flow Gen 2, for notebooks. So it is like well integrated and managed across these services. Okay, so it's quite useful and effective resources available in Microsoft Fabrics. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and see like how we can create and where are the options to create the lake house in the Microsoft Fabrics. So let me and also I will add the official link of Microsoft where you will get to know more about like data engineering and lake houses, which is available here. I will paste this in my video in the YouTube channel. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead with the Microsoft Fabric interface. So guys, this is the Microsoft Fabrics interface that I have. Let's go ahead and just go to the workspaces and try to create a new workspace. Let's see, demo project. So I'm creating a workspace. If you want to give some name, you can give the details about it, and then you have the advanced options available, contact list, and then you have different trials, different license modes that you have. So as of now, I'm using a trial, so it's by default selected as trial. So if you have different license mode, you can opt for different license modes, and then you can just let the Microsoft Fabrics know whether the semantic model that will be related to this data lake is going to be small or large. So based on that, it will be synchronizing its capacities across the workspaces. Okay, so I'm selecting like a small semantic model. Let's see. Let's apply on this. And here we go. So our workspace is now created. Uh, let's click on new. So we have an option to create folders. If you want, you can create the folders and structure it. Let's see. So let's try to make it as project one. Okay, so I'm just trying to see like whether it's possible or not. Let's see. I've created a folder. Let's get inside this, and over here let's try to create or explore more options available from the new button. Let's click on more options, and let's click on under data engineering. You will see lakehouse, notebooks, environments, and Spark job definition. Let's click on lakehouse and give some name. Let it be this one, that is lake project one. Let's give this name. All right, so my lake house is created now. Okay, great. So you can see once the lake house is created, by default we will be having two set of folders. One will be tables and one will be files. So here we can store the tables. Here we can store the Delta Parquet format of the files. Okay, so let's click on this and let's see what we have over here. So we can create again like subfolders based on like our project requirement, and if we want to organize our files based on bronze layer, silver layer, gold layer, we can do that here as well if required. So if I click, if I take an example, let's make it as bronze layer. So I'm assuming that if I want to copy some data over, it's not like I want to copy, but yeah, let's just try to bring some data in rather than creating a shortcut. So we'll try to get some data in through some process. So for that, I'm saying it's a bronze layer. and over here I will get all my files that is relevant to a specific load. So let me click on this and make this as account. So this is my account table or folder, okay, that I have with me. I can go ahead and, or I can say accounts. This is another folder that I have created. So this is the place where I can go ahead and upload the files now. Either I can go and upload the folder manually, I can upload the folder itself, and then either I can use the data flow gen 2, I can use the data pipeline to copy the data from the on-prem file share and dump it into this folder, okay, so as part of the data pipelines. So for this tutorial, just to show you guys, let's click on this and see this is the option, and it will allow you to copy the file, okay, based on like what file you want. Let's click on this and let's see what happens. Okay, so this has been uploaded. So let's try to click on this. It's trying to upload. Quickly it got uploaded, although it's like 1 KB file. So that's it. So this is how you can organize your folders and files and structured in a way that you can manage your projects, deliveries, and executions. Okay, so that's the first thing for any project. I think you should maintain your folders, how the data is coming based on medallion architecture. So all those things should be cleared before executing any project. Okay, so that's what I can see here. And next is the folder as tables. Okay, so in tables you can just go ahead and create some tables. Again, you have the option to either even like in files, if you click over here, you will see you have the option to read the file from an external source. It could be a data lake gen 2, it could be a S3 bucket. So if I click on this, it will launch the new shortcut window, okay, and it will give me the opportunity to select Amazon S3, data lake gen 2, or like GCP storage, which is in preview mode, and then OneLake itself, okay, might be like in a different workspace or something. So these are the options available in shortcuts. So basically shortcuts will allow us to read the data rather than bringing the data or moving the data. So it will maintain intelligence of caching. So we will be closer to the compute, the data will be closer to the compute. So as and when required, it will try to like come in and it can handshake with the actual present data in another folders or tables. So that's what is happening here. Same for the table. So here also we can do the same thing, read the data from data lake S3 and just put that as a table as a shortcut in the table folder. These are the things that we can opt for. And now let's go ahead and see what we have here. We uploaded some files, but I cannot see that files. Let's go and refresh the file or the folder and let's see. Oh, that is strange. I'm not able to see. Let's refresh this. I'm not sure why it has happened. Let's click on this and try to import it again. It's already present, it's saying. So that's like it's still like so many things needs to be discovered in like Microsoft Fabrics. So let's refresh it and let's see like what happens, how it behaves. Oh, great, sorry. So you cannot see the file. That's my bad. So you cannot see the file under this on the Object Explorer. Instead, you need to click on the folder and you will see it on this interface. Okay. And here you go, your file is here. Let's click on this and you see load the files into a new table, this option. So the rest is like rename, delete, or properties. And then in the load files, just click on this, you will see it will ask for the file name. Let's try to give some file name as transactions, and then we can use headers for the column names. Yeah, perfect. And then let's make it as comma and try to load it. Let's see what happens. Loading transaction category file to the transaction table. Okay, let's see what happens. Great. So you can see the file has been loaded into the table. Okay, if you click over here, you will see our file is present and it is able to read the data or up to the data. Let's see now further. Ultimately, the concept of this is like same. So you can see we have transaction purpose and transaction category. So these are some data that is available in this file, which you can read over here, and then As you know, let's try to do something else. So you remember, like based on what we have discussed about lakehouse, when we create a lakehouse, automatically two things will get created. One is like a semantic model associated with that lakehouse, and second is the SQL endpoints that gets created, which allows us to read the data which is stored in Delta Parquet format, and we will be able to use T-SQL queries in order to like analyze the data. Okay, let's click on this lakehouse and just switch the context of this query or this reference or this table into the context of SQL Analytics endpoints. Let's click on this. Yeah, great. Now you can see we have changed to the context of SQL Analytics endpoints, and you will see it will bring in, or it will list down the hierarchy in a similar way like as we used to see in Microsoft, that we used to see in Microsoft SQL Server or Azure SQL Server, just like in SQL SSMS. You see the objects, it's similar to that, it's laid out. Great. Now let's see what is. We have schema, we have security, we have DB roles security. Then we have the same thing that is available in SQL as well. Then you will see we have DB roles, different roles, custom roles we can create here. And then let's try to see what options we have. Let's try to SQL query the table. Let's see. So I'm directly trying to read the data using SQL endpoints of the file that I have loaded. Okay, and the file was in CSV format. I have loaded that into the table. Okay, and it is in Delta Parquet format, and you can see the results. So it's easily like I can do any analysis. I can do like group by, I can make anything. And also this query that I have taken into consideration will be saved as one of my queries which I have generated. I can rename it, I can save it. Okay, let's click over here and see. I can rename it. So we can say analysis analysis one. Analysis one. Let's make it as this rename. So it got renamed. Obviously, technical if the contact not sure why it has happened. Let's see what happens. Fine, I think it's saved. Now, I don't know why it's rotating. It's already renamed, I guess. Okay, so that's it. So I have saved my query. So if in future I want to refer back to this queries, I can refer back through the list of my queries. And then if you want to share any query, we have the option to share queries as well. And then once this data frame or the table is ready, if I want to do some sort of reporting analysis on the report terms, I can quickly click on this. That is new visual query, and I can create different charts based on what data I have. Let's see what we have here. Analysis. In the visual, I cannot see anything. So to build, drag drop the table. Okay, let's see. Let's bring it here and see what we have. Great. So this looks really pretty. So you can see we have so many options. We have this source coming from the database. It is showing the lineage, like how the data is coming into this reporting visualization. Okay, so that's like this is looking quite good. And then I have seen one more option somewhere. So this is something that we have dragged and dropped into this. But let's close this and let's click on view SQL query. Okay, I clicked on this and I am here in this tab. Let me try to bring my analysis query that I have saved here a while back into this. Let's see. No, that isn't working. Let me just try to click here and see. No. So that I'm not sure why it's not happening. So ideally, if I'm doing some analysis over here, I should get an option to create a report on top of that. So that thing I'm not very sure why it's not happening. Let's click on this and let's see if we have any other option to do that. No, I don't see any options, unfortunately. All right, that's fine. I think we can see that later. So yeah, so there's just a background about like how it's just similar to what we have been doing in data lake, what we have been doing in SQL. So ultimately, we have to write some queries. We need to like list down the objects, create tables. We will be uploading the files, make that into the table format. And if you are good in SQL, if you're good in SQL, make use of SQL endpoints to access the data, and you can have your reports created on top of the tables. Okay, so these are the things that you can explore. So now let's try to switch back to the lake house and let's see what other options we have. Then we have options to open it in a notebook. Okay, we can make use of notebooks as well in order to read this file and make transformations, put that into the data frame and all. And then let's click on this. Let's quickly see like what we have. Okay, so basically notebook we need to create the same thing. Okay, let's go ahead and create it and let's see. Although it's outside the context of this session, but yeah, that's fine. All right, so let's expand this. Go here and connect my existing lakehouse. Click on this. My lakehouse is this one, which I have chosen for this demo. Click on this and you will see it will list down the object explorer on the right side. And then probably from here, I can just go ahead and load the data into the Parquet, into the Spark context, and I can read it in terms of like SQL, or I can make use of Spark PySpark query in order to like read the data, or I can use Spark.SQL context to read it in a SQL format. Okay, so if I do Control Enter, it's executing. Let's give it some time because it will be using a shared pool or a reserved pool in order to like spin up the cluster and output the data. So we don't have to worry about the clustering and all. Okay. Yeah, this got completed. I think it's still running. Okay, so yeah, that was the gist. So this is how you can move the context of the data into the Spark context and vice versa. Okay. Yeah. So here you go. So it got read. Let me stop this. Go back, and this is what we have seen. Okay. Let me see one more thing. Yeah, that's fine. That's quite good. So let me try to do one more thing. Let's try to do a create a shortcut. Let's see. Let's try to create a data like Gen 2. Let me like log into my account and see. I said the portal. And let me see if I have any data lakes available here. I need to change the context of my account to a different account which has the subscription relevant to the Azure. Let me change the directory and try to authenticate. All right, so it got authenticated. Let's quickly go to the storage account. Ideally, it should have a storage account. Let's click on this and get the name of the storage. Let's go back here. So basically, we need to give the full path of the storage. Let's go ahead and so it's been a while I have used data lake Gen 2. Go here, click on the blobs containers. Go to the container that we have, and over here, let's try to upload some file. Probably we can use the same file and try to upload it. Okay. So once I upload it, I will have the option to get the property of the file. Let's see how it appears. Let's copy this and let's see if it's possible to. It's going to be this, and then the file share this. Let's remove this, create connection, and then account, organizational account. Let's see if that works. Let's try to authenticate it. No. So this will not work. So probably I need to use a different authentication method. Let's go ahead with a SaaS connection token and let's see. And let's minimize this and do a generated SaaS token. Uh, it's like access keys. Then we have shared SaaS, shared access signature. Let's click on this container and generate a SaaS token. So this is my SaaS token. Let's copy this. Probably we need the full path, but let's check. Let's connect this. Uh, let's change this to DFS. Try to do a sign in. Sorry, so I did the same mistake. No, it's. Did that work? Specified container does not exist. So let me try to change this authentication. Go here, make to the SaaS connection token. Paste it here. Try to click next and see. All right. Great. Unable to load this. So that is strange. Okay. No problem. Let's connect it. We will see that. So anyhow, so the intention of this session was to just show you the functionalities of the lakehouse and how you can connect with different resources. You can keep the files in forms of files. You can convert that into tables if you want to read the files via T-SQL, if you want to read it via Spark. So all these things you can do well. Okay, and then we have the option to connect this unable to identify these objects as tables to keep these objects in the lakehouse, move them to files. Okay, great, great. So this was supposed to be like moved here, so that was a mistake, and because of that, we got this issue. Okay, so the intention of this was to show you like we can create shortcuts on top of tables as well as on top of files, and rather than copying the huge data from data lake or S3 buckets or GCP, we can directly read the data and we can create a sort of SQL views and handshake these tables, which actually resides in one lake, along with the data that resides outside the one lake, that is data lake, S3, GCP, and try to create a view which will store the aggregation of data, and thereby we can take that to the next level or directly create a report on top of that. So that's how it works, and that's I think pretty much we have covered everything for this session, guys. And thanks for your time. And stay tuned for the next session. And definitely, I will add all the relevant resources to the channel, and do like and subscribe the channel too. Thank you.